Yeah. Speaking of moving on. All right, let's talk about some craziness in the NBA, some insanity in the NBA, okay? Um, these stats. And I want to go back to, I want to do it through this prism. Last time we talked on Wednesday, we had Vincent Goodwill on, and we talked about faces of the NBA. We had the face of the NBA conversation, right? We talked about what constitutes a face of the NBA. What does somebody have to do to be a face of the NBA? And I maintain that Nikola Jokic is a face of the NBA, albeit reluctantly, even if he doesn't want to be a face of the NBA, because when you're the best player in the NBA, we're constantly talking about you. To me, that makes you a face of the NBA. Even if it's just your face, even if you ain't opening your mouth. So just the most recent wild Joker stat, it was his third straight triple-double as they beat the Warriors on Sunday night. The Nuggets beat the Warriors on Sunday night. He did something that nobody has ever done. So he had 32, 16, and 16. It was his third straight game with 14 or more rebounds and 14 or more assists. That's the first time anybody's ever done that. Okay? And add that, and every time you look, there's another first from Nikola Jokic who, you know, when you look at the all-around stats that he puts up,
Come on now.
he's going to go down as one of the best. He may not go down as the best center of all time. He may not be in the conversation of best player of all time when it's done, but he's already, if he's not already, he will be in the conversation. It's a very short list of best all around. You remember those high school superlatives? Most likely to succeed, most amiable, best all around. I mean, it's like, what doesn't he do? Especially at the offensive end. And so every time you look, there's another, you know, milestone that he's reached that nobody's ever reached before. He's gone where no man has gone before. So again, to me, that makes you a face of the NBA, alongside maybe some of the more outspoken voices or, you know, omnipresent players when it comes, you know, to media and advertisements or what have you. But I'm sorry, like Nikola Jokic, man, I'm at a loss for words when it comes to what this man does night in and night out.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well, I'm glad you didn't say this word. I'm glad, or this phrase.
What?
I'm glad you didn't say he's the best passing center of all time, which he is. That's true. He is.
Let's not limit him to center. That's
You're
limiting
right.
him.
I was going to say that doesn't really
Right, it's like
tell
a
the story
backhanded
of who he
compliment.
is.
Yeah.
He's like, right. He's a
Yeah.
7-foot point guard. He's a
He absolutely
7-foot point guard. He's an amazing passer. Period. He just passes so well. His vision, what he sees, even with a little, what he does with a hesitation. Because a lot of people say, "Oh man, why didn't he do that a second faster?" Because he went from a good shot to a great shot, just with a little bit of hesitation for somebody else. Okay, I can give you a good shot right now, but if you just move over here for a little bit, I'm going to give you a better shot. Or I'm going to dribble a little bit, or I'm going to pass over here. I see you over there. I'm going to take a pass. I'm going to get this. I'm going to pass it back. I'm going to pass it over here. I'm going to get a return pass. Then I'm going to find you for something better. And just the way he sees the game is crazy to me. And watching that game yesterday, it was really interesting how it developed. Like Golden State in the first half, this was vintage Klay Thompson in the first half. Klay Thompson had it going first quarter, second quarter, Golden State is up, and then all of a sudden, they hit a wall. The Nuggets go on a run, and then they just pull away in the second half. There's no way in the world. If you watch that game, I'll say it this way. If you watch that game, if you watch the first 20 minutes, there's no way you would have thought Golden State, A, would lose the game, and B, would lose by 16 points. So it's just, you can say, oh, Golden State did this wrong, they did that, oh, man, they screwed up the rotations, whatever it is. This is just the pace of the Nuggets and Jokic. He just sets the tone for the entire franchise. They're never out of time. It's never too late for them. He just really knows what he's doing, Michael. It's amazing to watch. Now, as far as face of the sport, though, he can't.
You still ain't feeling
He
me?
can't control that. We can't control that either. We can't control it.
No.
Nope. It's a calling. It's an anointing. It's an anointing.
I'll beat you to it.
That's right. You bet. And you can't audition for the spot. You can't say, I'm ready, it's my turn, look at my stats, look where I play. It just kind of happened. So if it hasn't happened for him, then maybe he's not the face of the NBA. He's still a great player, maybe the best player in the NBA.
Wait. When you saying it hasn't happened for him, you saying he's not?
Nope.
When you say it hasn't happened for him, how is the best player? All right, I don't mean to beat a dead horse. We devoted quite a bit of time to this last week. How is the best player in the league not a face, not the? I didn't say the because I maintain it's not one person. How is he not a face? He's the best player in the league. Like him or not, you're going to be seeing his face in the finals probably again.
I love
in the playoffs, you're gonna be seeing him every time there's a record being broken. You're seeing him, like every time when the league is advertising, they're using his face, to mention, I don't think people his actions, his play speaks for him because he's not a pitch man, because he's not peddling sneakers, because he's not
Okay, you're mad at it though. Now you're mad at it.
I'm angry at it. I'm angry that we need him to be somebody he's not in order to be considered a face of the league.
We don't need him to be anybody. Be who you are. Be who you are.
Right.
What you
and
are
who he
is enough.
is a face of the league.
Okay. Let me ask you. Do you agree with Kevin Durant said something really interesting the other day? I was like, man, what a statement. What self-awareness. He said something, of course, responding to criticism from Charles Barkley. Barkley called him a follower. He said KD's a follower.
Yeah, he's not a bus driver.
So KD got really frustrated with that. He said, look, I'm not trying to be the leader, but don't say I'm not a leader, even though I'm not trying to be a leader. Okay. But the statement was, I'm not as charismatic as my peers, he said. I'm not as charismatic. Do you think to be the face of the league, the face, I know you said faces, but the face, the lead face, okay? The pips are the faces, okay? But to be Gladys Knight, do you have to be charismatic?
Do you have to be charismatic to be the face? Yes.
Answer
you
yes.
have to have some, yes. To be
And
the
he's not.
face, you have to be charismatic.
Jokic is,
about Jokic?
the only thing he's
Okay,
not
cool.
is charismatic.
Okay, cool. So let's not get lost in the weeds then. I don't think we're disagreeing that he is not the face. We agree that he is not the face. All I was saying last week was that there has never been only one face. Maybe the word I didn't use was only. Because even though Michael Jordan was the face of the league, there were other faces, pips, if you will, of the league.
But not equal to
Right, not equal, which I never said anybody was equal. I said nobody, no one.
Right.
Kobe didn't have to carry the league alone. Shaq, who was a contemporary of Michael Jordan's, didn't have to carry the league alone like it was Jordan, but they had Shaq.
That's the right way to say it.
You know, it was a huge personality, right? So, LeBron has Stephen Curry, who some may argue that Steph is as much, if not more of a face than LeBron. Some would argue, okay? Not that they would win that argument, but some might argue. So I'm saying, like, Jokic, we agree that he's not the face. He's not charismatic enough to be that. But a face, the best player in the league is, like, if we're talking about being at the club and at VIP, he's in the VIP section. Him, Giannis, Steph, who else? LeBron, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, Doncic. They in VIP. Speaking of Luka, let me ask you this, because here's a name I don't know if we even brought him up last week when we talked about this, it was just a great conversation. I enjoyed it. And in case you missed it, go check it out on YouTube. I don't know if we brought up Victor Wembanyama. Like, and here's my other question: can the face of the NBA be foreign? Because he just might be French. Yeah, okay. Because it's like they talking about crazy stuff. Just became the youngest player to have a 5x5 game. the quickest in terms of minutes needed to join this club. Every night he's doing something that makes no sense, seemingly. He is charismatic. He is charismatic.
But you got to win.
know,
as he said.
He's got to win. And the San Antonio,
I mean,
it all doesn't
not,
matter.
and not win a championship, and not a title. I'm saying, like that night they talked to him about the 5x5, game, and he said, "Am I the only one who did it in losses?" that was his question. He was like, "Did the other guys win?" Say, "Hey, Michael Jordan did he win his games?" Because they
you said not.
suck.
You said not a title. You said not, but you said he doesn't have to win a title to be a face of the NBA.
Nope, I don't think so. Nope, I don't think you have to win a championship. You don't have to win a championship. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you talked about all these other people.
Again, nuance.
All these other people with Jordan.
Okay, nuance.
Charles Barkley played with Jordan.
That's exactly right.
Patrick Ewing played with Jordan.
I don't know if Ewing was a face of the NBA. I don't know if I go so far as to call. Barkley definitely was. Barkley definitely was. Yes.
How about Reggie?
Yeah.
Reggie was one.
No.
Reggie was a big.
No, I wouldn't say. I would say Reggie Miller. No, I don't think he would qualify as a face of the NBA at the time. I don't mean to disparage him or downplay how great he was. I don't know. I think Reggie. The Michael Jordan era was interesting. It's kind of like it really kind of was. You're right. It kind of was. Everybody was in this club of people that weren't Michael. Or that lost to Michael. It was almost, I guess, that's kind of what they were. Right. I mean, we knew who they were. Whether it was Malone, Stockton, Barkley, Peyton,
all the people
Kim. There was a lot of great players.
All the people he beat were really. It was like the runners-up. Really good players.
They were really good. Yeah, Ewing. So like I mentioned, could it be foreign? Like, I don't know. As great as Hakeem Olajuwon was, I would consider him a face of the NBA. He wasn't the face of the NBA, even when the Rockets were winning championships in Jordan's absence. I'm not qualifying.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting if a Frenchman were the face or at minimum one of the faces of the NBA. But he's well on his way. But I pause because I do think to be the face, not a, but the, you do have to win a championship. You do have to win
that title.
To be the top guy, to be the top dog, or the top 2 or 3 dudes at the head of the table, you got to win a title. That's right now. That's Jokic. That's Giannis. That's Steph. That's LeBron. You got to be in that category in order to be.
And if you don't win,
like Harden sells a lot of shoes. James Harden sells a shit ton of shoes. Paul George is your favorite player's favorite player, and the kids love Paul George because they grew up watching Paul George. I wouldn't say he's a face of the NBA.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.